Now, your local weather authority forecast.
Skies are cloudy, but we're dealing with spring-like weather, spring-like temperatures. This is a live look at Odessa later on your Monday afternoon. We have a good look at downtown Odessa. Some patches of blue skies off to our north and east, but above we do notice high-level thin clouds, cirrostratus clouds. Cirro meaning high-level, stratus meaning layered clouds, and these type of clouds, again, way up in the screen, indicate a lot of strong winds that are now coming down toward the surface, and also we're starting to deal with a weather pattern change. Satellite and radar showing we're dealing with plenty of clouds moving from west to east, but a lack of rainfall here in the basin, as we do notice that the rain activity is generally way off to our north and west in the Lincoln National Forest, and some wet mountain snow showers as well. We're not really dealing with any form of precipitation here in the basin, very low relative humidity beneath the clouds, and the rain activity getting closer to the basin, but not affecting us as of now, and will likely not affect us for at least the next 12 to 24 hours, at least for most locations. We're sitting at 82 in Midland, 85 in Big Spring, 91 in Dryden, getting a taste of early summer here in the basin. Meanwhile, we're a little bit cooler in the Guadalupe Pass, where we don't have an observation in the upper 70s. We're sitting at 79 officially in Marfa right now, just starting to cool off. Partly to mostly sunny, 82 as I mentioned, the airport. That sun rose at 8:20. That sun sets at 6:44, so pretty soon, in about an hour from now. 14% relative humidity. Once we get below 15% relative humidity with strong winds, which we are starting to deal with a little bit from the west at 17 miles per hour. That's where we have to watch out for that elevated risk for fire weather with some patchy blowing dust as well here in the basin. Again, 82 right now in Midland, 79 in Amarillo, 95 in Del Rio. Those pinks and purples in northern Mexico indicate triple-digit heat, but we're going to start to cool off overnight to tomorrow morning. But one of the highest low temperatures on record tomorrow in the 50s and 60s, right around 61, 62 in Midland and Odessa. And speaking of one of the highest low temperatures on record for this day in history, we achieved that. We tied that at 57. We warmed up to right around 86. We have since cooled off. 90 was that daily record high that was set back in 2009. And those winds beginning to die down a little bit as the sun gets closer to setting, but still pretty breezy in the Cap Rock region. 20 to 30 mile per hour sustained winds, 25 mile per hour sustained winds in Hobbs, 17 mile per hour sustained winds there in Midland and Odessa. Lessening overnight into tomorrow morning, but picking back up in earnest. These purple colored areas in the mountains from the Guadalupe Pass to Van Horn, extending even to the basin, indicate 25 to 35 plus mile per hour sustained winds. And with that elevated risk for fire weather, it's going to be a turbulent one in terms of the weather pattern. Fire weather warning in effect till 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central Time tomorrow for northwestern areas of the basin, and that's where the strongest winds will be. High wind warning in effect till 9 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, especially in the Davis Mountains. Winds may gust within 60 miles per hour, and a wind advisory in effect for eastern areas in the basin, including Midland and Odessa for the same time. Cloudy in the 60s overnight into tomorrow morning. Winds from the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Clouds moving from west to east, breaking up as they do so tomorrow morning, and we'll see not much in the way of any rainfall, especially as we head later overnight to tomorrow. Not as warm tomorrow, 80 winds from the west, a bit dusty from 25 to 35 mile per hour sustained winds. Cooler on Wednesday, so a far cry from the 80s and 90s that we've been seeing. Sunnier and warmer though later this week.